Space Hulk Death Angel is a game made by Fantasy Flight Games. It's a card version of the popular Space Hulk game by Games Workshop and takes place in the 40k universe, where a team of Blood Angel Terminators hunt down relics on abandoned spaceships called Space Hulks that are usually infested by Genestealers in the very narrow corridors. Gameplay sees you enter the dock as 3 teams of 2 Terminators, each of which are a different colour and have 3 cards each, which can only be activated once per turn, and your next action next round cannot be the same action you've played last time. Your actions are move and activate, which lets you change facing, activate terrain, or move forwards and backwards in the queue. Support lets you place 1 support token on any of the Terminators to use on rerolls. And lastly, attack means you attack Genestealers within range and facing with both your Terminators of the matching colour. The aim of the game is to reach the last location in the deck and complete the objective to win. To do this, you need to completely empty 1 stack of all Genestealer cards either side of your current location. Each location has its own setup for where Genestealers can emerge and in what quantity, with the event at the end of the round determining where they appear, as well as creating usually devastating results and often moving the Genestealers around the map if their type matches. To kill Genestealers, you need to roll skulls on the 6-sided dice, so you've basically got a 50-50 chance of success. And for them to kill you have to roll higher than the number of Genestealers in the stack, so the less you kill early, the harder it is to survive. And that's it for gameplay. Good luck, soldier, as this game is hard, and I mean very hard. I have about a 10% win rate on this one, but it's the only way you can basically play Space Hulk solo in a very fast amount of time, and I bloody love it for that fact. Space Hulk is one of my favourite ever Games Workshop tabletop games. It's definitely top 3 that they have ever produced, and it took me a while to get hold of this one by Fantasy Flight, but I corker back to 3rd edition now, the proper board game version that I have got, and it's basically because I can play a true solo version of Space Hulk in about 20 minutes to half an hour. Its simple rules are amazing because any game you don't have to constantly look up a load of different rules is just brilliant game design. And the fact that there are 6 squads in the core game, all with their own special weapons, Power Sword, Thunderhammer, Lightning Claws, Flamer, Assault Cannon and Librarian, along with their own special powers, means every game and squad composition could be completely different from the last. And there are even 3 endgame conditions that are shuffled in randomly at the beginning of the game, if you get that far that is, as the event deck is also huge, so has plenty of randomness, and the Genestealer stack is also pretty hefty. So I've never personally had a game play out exactly the same, even when I've restarted straight away after failing. And that's the great bonus, as this one is a complex puzzle where every decision you make has to be planned out at the beginning of every turn, or you will just basically fail. Puzzle games are some of my favourite form of solo board games, and there's many a time I've questioned myself in terms of which card should I activate, who should I move, how many should I try and shoot with, and will I get shafted next round if I go all in and then absolutely fail. There's loads of decisions to be made in what is essentially a small box card game, especially when you have to change tactic because the dice just basically don't go your way. And them dice can unfortunately be very unforgiving. Out of nowhere, your rolls can suddenly start to get very erratic as you roll just 1 dice with only minimal chances to re-roll. A bad set of dice rolls can just decimate your entire run in seconds, with your Terminators basically only having 1 health, and it's especially annoying when you're on the final boss encounter or at the end of the chapter about to win, when the dice just decide to commit heresy. Especially combined with the often unforgiving event deck, this thing moves Genestealers, depletes support tokens, stops you from attacking, and is a terrible pain in the arse luck-wise that just Corby are unmitigated. Sometimes the event deck will just do something to end your run without warning, and you've just got to lump it and leave it, I'm afraid. Deal with it. Now, the rulebook seems like it's been deciphered by Zinch, as it's all over the place and a bit rubbish. I tried to play this thing via it when I first got it, but went straight on YouTube at my first opportunity to actually learn the system, and I recommend that for everyone, as once you've got it, you might as well throw it in the bottom of the box, as you'll never have to revisit it again. But the main problem with this game is the fact that it is no longer in print, with seemingly no abandonware access to any of the files either, as I believe many people like myself would still love access not just to the base game but the very rare expansions. Unfortunately, this core game seems to be priced at about 40 or 50 quid. I managed to pick it up for 30, and expansions are in the hundreds for just a few cards, so definitely not worth it, and I've never bothered myself. Overall though, this game has given me some great highs and some very distraught lows, which has seen me curse dice more than I used to play 40k. The fact that I get to play Space Hulk solo though outweighs all my minor problems, as this one's so easy to table, plays super fast, and you can have many ones in one sitting if you want to when you inevitably lose. Accept it for what it is, a quick solo game with heavy random elements, and if you're not into that, don't bother seeking it out, I guess. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars though, and think it's personally amazing. I'll always have this one in my collection, and it's one that I play at least a couple of times a month when I can, so it's one every solo gamer should at least play once in their lives as a try out if they can get hold of it for the right price.